Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, coming at you with round two. This is week 3 of the Grand Arena Championships Season 1. Let me show you guys the board. It was pretty easy this go around. I didn't really have any issues. Uh, Actually, I'll show you something interesting, but let me show you the board here. You can see what my opponent set down, and we'll go through each of his teams, and you'll get to see how everything shook out. So first up in the top zone, he's got just a Kira Scoundrel team with Nest, and then he's got some Django-led bounty hunters alongside that. And then down here in the south, out front, he put his clones team with Xeris and Shakti, and then he's just got some Night Sisters up there. So I'm going to take the easiest route first because I know what I'm going to use for these. I know exactly what kind of counters I want to use for what. So go ahead and take my imps in against his bounty hunters because, like you guys have seen before, once your Stark is fast enough and you go first, it's game over. It's usually a pretty easy 60 banners. So I'm just going for the quick kill on his Django. You know, get him out of the way. Throw the grenade there, took him out. You can see Zam is over there red barred. Go ahead and get rid of her, get some more turn meter. Take out Boba because he can deal big damage, but they really don't even get a chance to go. And now that I've gotten Stark to gear 13 and put his Zeta on, I mean, they really don't stand a chance. It's overkill for these, but it's an easy 60 banner win. So there's that. One squad down, one more to go. Here's what I did with his Kira Scoundrel team. Since it has Nest in there, I like to bring Wampa in on the action because Wampa can hit really hard, and that way I'm guaranteed to be able to knock out Nest. You don't necessarily need to have Wampa to do that, but if your Chewie hits hard or your Han or your CLS, that's fine, but you got to time those hits. Otherwise, you're going to end up reducing so much of Nest's turn meter that she's not going to get to go, and she's just going to keep stacking up the protection. And can't be having that. Need to make sure we knock Nest out, get her gone as soon as possible. So I've got Wampa in here just for that because he's going to be able to hit big damage. He put Embo in there with his Scoundrels, which was interesting, but it doesn't seem like he's got a real place here because, yeah, he can't be crit, but that's not what it's all about here. You see I was able to just tear through them like nothing. So I think there might be a better option than Embo there. But let me show you what he's got in the back here. Just some basic first order, and then he's got Imperial Troopers. He set his troopers on defense. I guess that can be tricky because people haven't had to go against those. But, that's something we'll save for later, and we'll burn right through them, I'm sure. So up front down here, he's got the clones, and then he's got his Night Sister team. And I already know what counters I'm going to use for those. I like to go ahead and use my Padme team for Night Sisters. In all the testing I've done, I found out that seems to be the 100% most reliable counter that I can find. Yes, you could potentially use Imp Troopers, you could use Treya, other people go in with EP, but Padme is like a surefire 100% win. You just get a little bit low banners depending on if they're able to take off your protection or not. You'll get anywhere from 55 to 58 banners usually. But it's a win in one, and Night Sisters, if you don't have the right team, can be tricky. Like if you didn't have this, and you had to cobble together a standard team, I mean, that plague will get you. That turn meter reduction will get you. And you don't have to worry about that with the Padme team. And mine are all just gear 12. Shakti is still 6-star gear 11, so she's not all the way upgraded yet either. And they make short work of these Night Sisters. I know you guys have seen this in my other videos. This is probably my favorite counter. Just like people like to use Padme against their DR. Well, this is my favorite counter for Night Sisters, is to take Galactic Republic in there, get that protection up, and not even have to worry about it. There's not really any way that you can heal back all your health, so you just kind of take the banners you can get, you know. There's nothing, I mean, I can use the healing ability, but there's not really any big moves you can make that's going to recover your health and protection. So 58 banners for that, but it was a win in one. I'm going to call that good. So I left it like that. I cleared one zone and killed the Night Sisters and left it like that. Come back and my opponent had cleared my whole front lines, and he also won an extra battle against my clone team and back, and then he must have retreated because it had one battle on it. And so yeah, he did that, and I figured, okay, might as well go to work. He had gone another battle against something else, I forget which, but so he left me some breathing room to go multiple battles if needed. But now that I know what I have to work with, I can go on, and we'll get into this next battle. So at this point, I had my Traya team and I had my JKR team, and I was thinking he would set Grievous or some Geos in the back, and I wanted to have at least one of those teams ready, you know, because the other teams I could use kind of B teams against. So I chose to use my JKR against the clones. They work really well. I just took out Shock T straight away. And then you don't have to worry about her giving any retribution or healing anybody up or giving them buffs. You know, get rid of her and then problem solved. Now I'm worrying about taking out his 5s, and they do plenty of damage. If you've got Jedi Revan, I'm sure you're familiar. He's a top counter, and he can counter almost any team, and this here is no exception. He can mow right through these clones like nobody's business. I just buff up Yoda, and my Yoda is gear 13, and I let him just lay down the damage. And so that's all I'm doing is taking out 5s, and then I'll knock out the rest kind of one by one. It's not a question of losing, it's just a question of trying to get as many banners as you can. So just got to keep working on 5s and taking him out. And then I got Rex, want to try and get rid of him next just because he does have that special ability. Don't want him one-shotting somebody and, you know, costing me extra banners. And then at this point, it's just cleaning up. You can see I've got decent on health, decent on protection. Sometimes it's hard to tell if everybody's topped up or not. But I used direct focus there. Should have probably just taken out Zaris because she was healing him back. But that's okay. Got her left, and she's no threat on her own. There's nothing that she can really do to me. Just got to see about topping off everybody's protection, making sure I get all those 60 banners if I can. So 59, I missed one somewhere. Somebody wasn't topped off all the way, but that was good enough for me. So let me show you what he's got in the back there waiting for me. And down there, he put a CLS team and he put his Qarth team. And I know what I use for Qarth, but it's been a while since somebody's put a CLS down on defense. So I had to think about that one for a minute. And I'd mentioned earlier, I was debating about using my Traya because I thought he would have Grievous back there, and I use her for that, or using my JKR, and I chose to use JKR and save Traya. Well, CLS is a great counter to Traya, so it's not exactly what you want to use, but it's my most powerful team. So here we go, and hopefully you don't run into a situation like this. You got my team going against its perfect counter team, so it's definitely not something you want to be forced to do. But I put Hermit Yoda in there. I figured the Master's Training would help out a little bit. Maybe get rid of some debuffs. Maybe be able to top off health, protection, whatever. So I used it on Thrawn there just to get rid of his debuffs, hoping that his turn will come back around and I can, you know, do something with him. I lost my Scion early, and there went my Thrawn. So I'm stuck with just Traya and Nihilus. Luckily, they counterattack enough that once they get debuffed, it's going to put them low on health. And that's also healing up my team. So saving grace there, that's one mechanic that works in my favor. I was able to get rid of Chewy. I figured if that means I have to come clean it up, then it's going to give me an easier time if I don't have Chewy in there to contend with. And now it's all about who can I take out that's going to make my cleanup easier in the next round. Because this team hit like trucks and just tore me up. And my son is gear 13. I think, not that it affects this, but he's got a relic level on him. And, I've been working on getting him to be pretty sturdy. And they just took him out like nothing. So, yeah, so I'm hanging in by a thread. Debuffs don't matter, stuns don't matter, but I'm getting all kinds of debuff to hell, and I'm just hoping to hold on. I was able to take out R2. Now it's starting to get manageable with just CLS and just Han, and then C3PO is not really too big a deal. I still got Hermit Yoda in there, so I'm using him to just heal up and hoping that, I can live because everybody's just dying. Finally, I got Annihilate to go off, so took out CLS. Now with just Han, I'm thinking, I'm doing okay. So it's more about surviving the round and not worrying about top banners. It was ugly, 48 banners, but, I got the win in one, so I haven't dropped a battle yet. And then this is just his standard Qarth team, and I'm using First Order. You guys know this was in my last video and several of my previous videos. Perfect counter for this. They do a good job with being able to manage the dots and healing up and getting their protection back. If you have First Order and you're still throwing them on defense, you really shouldn't be, because you can use them as a counter for this and get pretty near 60 banners. And if you can get a guaranteed 60 banner win, why not? This is a team that everybody pretty much has, and most people don't know enough to be able to use it effectively on offense, so they just throw it in as a defensive squad. And since they do that, chances are you're going to have to fight one. If you stop and think about it, go back through all your previous rounds, chances are you've fought quite a few of these. So if you're not using First Order, you're struggling, maybe this will help you. Take a look at it and you can see just how easy it is for them to survive and thrive, because they'll heal up. So they can do the damage, and once you get them below 100% health, Zalbar does his taunt, but they have the tools to be able to get rid of that with Executioner or with Cruise Stun. You can get rid of that and keep working on them. I'm trying to get Mission out of there. Normally it doesn't take quite this long. You can see Cruise just getting loaded up with the dots. But that's okay, because all that stuff helps heal him anyway. I'm stuck under Zalbar's taunt, so just got to keep working. But I'm using the AoE from Xylo there. And you can see it's got Juhani down to yellow, Mission down to red. There went Mission. I still got Juhani in the yellow. Zalbar's back to taunting again, but that AoE really puts in work. Got rid of Juhani. Now Qarth is down to the yellow. Finally got rid of that taunt so I can make some progress here. Got rid of Qarth. Now working on Canderous. Again with the AoE. Just keep doing that as much as I can, because it feeds turn meter to the team. And also my Kylo's set up for a bunch of damage and crit damage. Someone mentioned on my last video, okay, he can't crit, but he does deal bonus damage based on his crit damage. So mine has a lot of crit damage. So he'll get plenty of bonus damage with that AoE while feeding turn meter to his team. And so right now I'm looking at where I can go, where I can top off my points, do the best that I can, because that last win was kind of sloppy. But as long as I don't drop any battles, I'm doing good. But of course, I want to try and squeak out as many extra banners here and there as I can. So I only got 57 for that one, but it was a win in one, and there wasn't any danger of losing the match. So that's always a plus to me. Done with that zone. We just got one more zone up at the top to take care of in that back corner. So let's dive into those battles and show you guys how those went. All right, we'll start off with his first order. And for first order, I've just got a JTR squad. Since he didn't end up putting his Darth Revan on defense, I can use my BB-8 here, throw him back in the resistance. And then it's just JTR. I got Finn and Holdo in there. For the longest time, I didn't gear her, but she's actually pretty valuable when it comes to taking out Genosians. If you don't have Jawas and you don't want to waste your Traya, you can gear up Holdo, and a Gear 12 Holdo will fit nicely in your resistance team and provide you with that extra bit of turn meter and days to be able to take out the Genosians using your resistance team. So that's why I geared her up originally. And now that I have her, I tend to use her a lot because she can help you top off, get those extra banners, and that AoE days is just huge. That's a great weapon to have. So slowly, taking out the weaker ones. Now all that's left is the top 3, and I'm working on Executioner. And then you save the 2 Kylos for last just because they're the hardest to get rid of. So you want them to be the last ones so you can kind of tag team back and forth between doing damage and keeping them stunned. So that's what I'm doing now. Stun Xylo, that way his AoE won't feed turn meter to the team. Took out Executioner there. And I got Holdo. I gotta go through and read her moves. I don't know exactly the mechanics of every single move, but she can heal up and give some protection back. So it's good. It's a good way to top off the team. Make sure you get that 60 banners. And then using Rey's move where you call the assist puts that locked healing immunity down. So I was able to get rid of Crew there. And I'm about to do the same thing to Xylo when that move comes back around. Right now you can see he keeps healing because he keeps getting debuffed. And I'm keeping him stunned. Right here is where she calls the assist. Call BB-8. So you can get that extra move. I think I misclicked and called Holdo there. Because she's kind of in the way. But once he has that locked healing immunity, it's no big deal. 60 banner win for that. And I just got 1 team left to take care of. And that's this. His Imp Troopers, they don't stand a chance because I have EP. And then on my EP team, I got my Dark Side Bastilla. I didn't put her and my Darth Revan team on defense this round. So keeping her allows me to supercharge the EP team and make them, instead of like a C team, they turn into maybe a B+ team. You can use her to lay down tons of debuffs and help feed the turn meter to the team, and that way you get the jump start on everybody. And that's what I'm doing here. Look, they're all stunned, ability blocked. They're not getting to do anything. So I'm making sure that if they aren't stunned, they have ability block, and they're not going to get a chance to move. And there we go. There's so many debuffs on the table. And all my guys are healed and buffed up to the gills. So perfect 61 banners. I went undermanned on that last one. I was supposed to go undermanned on 2 battles to get the feat. But oh well. That's how it shakes out. So I cleared my opponent's board. Got me 1900 even. And my opponent's at 1294. I don't think he's cleared anything else because there's no point to it. So he's already gone multiple battles, and I one-shot everything. So I'll be moving on to the finals this round. We'll catch you guys, here in the next couple days and let you know how that round goes. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.